Hi everyone, welcome back to part 2 of my collector's edition collection. I've really not got many more left, probably about 2.5 piles, not even that I don't think, so crack right on. We got Arrow's release of Martin, the Immortal Edition. I've seen this film once, probably won't watch it again. It was okay, not the best film that I've seen. Again, I know a lot of people will probably get on at me about that because it's a George A. Romero movie, but I don't know, I just didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I was going to, so I might have to re-watch it, I don't know. So, yeah, it's Martin. I don't know if that's the best release out there. I think there's another release that's slightly better, I'm not too sure. But I probably won't pursue it, I'll just stick with the copy that I've got. Next is Arrow's release of Inferno. This is the 30th anniversary edition. Sorry, it's got it written up there, but I can't really see it. I'm just trying to use a reflection of the camera, so it's an okay film. I'm not a massive fan. I know it's part of the Three Mothers trilogy, and I've still not seen Suspiria or Mother of Tears, but I'm not sure whether I want to check out Mother of Tears. I might have good things about that, but definitely Suspiria. It's been on my wish list for absolutely ages, and I was hoping before Arrow stopped doing these slip cases that they was going to try and get the rights to Suspiria to release it, because that would have been awesome. But it looks like I'm just going to have to get a normal edition now, to be honest. I do like Dario Argento's work, but I'm not a massive fan. I do prefer his giallos, to be honest, rather than in these like Coven films like this or whatever, Witchcraft. But it's an okay movie. I've seen it a couple of times. Oh, I'm really running out of space behind me now. Next is the same Shameless fan edition of the New York Ripper. I'm not going to show you the back because it has got nudity on the back and what have you, but everyone knows this. I reviewed this, I think. Yeah, I did review this, yeah. Great Fulci giallo film. Well, giallo. I'd say it's giallo. I don't know what anyone else would class that. I quickly got a sense of the front of this next one, and it's the Shameless fan edition of Don't Torture a Duckling. So, yeah, I always keep this cover on there because I don't really like the other cover. So, yeah, I can't really show you the full thing, obviously, but yeah, great film. It's probably I don't know really, it's in my top 3 favourite Fulci movies. I do really like this one. Next is, it's quite dusty this one, I've not seen it for a while. Next is Saw 1 Special Edition. It's got loads of special features on this. Saw 1's probably my favourite. Saw 1, Saw 2, and the last Saw, Saw 7 is it? They're my 3 favourite ones, otherwise I don't really like this franchise. Right, let's sort these out again. Oh, dropped them all. Right, last 2 piles. Right, next is the 30 Days a Night Collector's Edition to this special edition. This is the one with the slipcase where you get to this special edition of the film, which has got 8 making of documentaries, 8 of them, Jesus Christ. And again, like the 28 Days Later, you get the comic, part 1 of the comic. So yeah, it's 30 Days a Night, awesome vampire movie. Next is one that I really didn't enjoy at all. I thought I was going to enjoy it a lot more than I originally did. And it's Axe, aka Lisa. This is the 2-disc collector's edition. I got this used like new, and it was meant to come with postcards, I believe, but it didn't. Opened up, it was just the film, no postcards to be seen anywhere. So really disappointed with that. And it said on the here we go. This is a slipcase, one of those dodgy slipcases where the back comes out when you take the film out. I'll carry on talking while I'm trying to wrestle with this. Oh no, there we go. No, it's upside down. Yeah, when I was originally buying this movie, I did look on there, look on the seller's information, and it did say that this release had got everything with it, even the postcards. But when it came through the post, opened it up, no postcards, so wasn't too happy about that. But now looking back, I don't really care because I really don't like this movie at all. So watched it once, never going to watch it again. Next is one that I really did like, and it was the Children of the Corn special collector's edition with the lenticular sleeve. You can see that awesome sleeve on that. But you basically get in first three movies: Children of the Corn 1, Children of the Corn 2, The Final Sacrifice, and the really bad sequel, Children of the Corn 3, Urban Harvest, which is probably the worst sequel ever for this franchise. As you know, saying that, I think it's Children of the Corn Revelations. Is it Revelations? The one with the twins. That was the worst one. Number 3 second to worst, but 1 and 2 are great. But everyone knows Children of the Corn. Everyone's got their own reviews on that, even, not reviews. Next is the special collector's edition of The Grudge, the original Japanese one. Yeah, I prefer this better to the remake, to be honest. The American remake. Awesome movie. So don't need to say more about that. Everyone knows The Grudge. Next is the Shameless Director's edition of Cannibal Holocaust. Yeah, I got this because put this in the collection because it's got the collector's reversible sleeve on there, which has got the original. Is it the original VHS UK VHS cover art, where the cannibal's eating the intestines, what have you? I prefer this cover art, but the other one's awesome. Again, not going to show you the back. It's got nudity on it. Well, bits of nudity, and I reviewed it anyway, I believe. So I can't even remember what I have reviewed now. So. Next is a 2-disc special edition of Near Dark. Really disappointed with this film, actually. It was okay for a vampire movie. I'm not a massive fan of vampire movies. But yeah, I just remember being disappointed about this. I need to watch it again at some point. Next is, I believe, this is actually the last of my Arrow special editions. So, and it's Vamp, the 25th anniversary edition. Like I just said with Near Dark, I'm not the massive fan of vampire movies, but this is one that I actually thought was alright. I can probably list the ones that I think are alright on one hand, to be honest. Discluding like the Dracula ones, they're always going to be a classic. But again, I'm not a massive fan of Dracula, so more of a mummy man, to be honest, or a creature from Black Lagoon. But yeah, this one's okay. Great horror comedy, really. I did notice that it's got the guy from Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2, which I thought was awesome. So, right, last pile, finally. Next we have the collector's edition of Bram Stoker's Dracula. The one with Gary Oldman as Dracula, and you've got Keanu Reeves, Anthony Hopkins. Great film. Again, I'm not a massive fan of Dracula, like I said. And this director, to be honest, Francis Ford Coppola. I know he's done the Godfather movies, and again, I'm going to get shot for this one from all the movie fans. But I'm not a massive Godfather fan, more of a Scarface fan, to be honest. Really didn't like the Godfather movies. Might have to rewatch them again. Ooh, pardon me. But yeah, this was okay. Not the best. Next, I don't know whether to really class this as a horror or not. It's got monsters in it. And it's got a couple of jumpy moments. Especially when I was little, I'd class them as jumpy moments. But it's Van Helsing, the 2-disc collector's edition. It's a bit battered, actually. I've had this for absolutely ages when it first came out. So, yeah, it used to be my favourite movie of all time when I was younger. But now it's just okay. It's done by Stephen... was it directed? Yeah, directed by Stephen Sommers, who done the Mummy remakes. So yeah, it's okay. It's got comes in a digibook, really. So 2 discs. Can't go wrong with a bit of Van Helsing, really. Next is one. I was originally going to get a collector's edition of these films, I should say, but I decided to go on the one that I've got now instead of the other one because the other one was a bit more expensive, and it's the Fly 5-disc collector's edition. Yeah, 5 discs. You get all the Fly movies, the original Fly, Return of the Fly, Curse of the Fly. Who's the Fly remake by what's his name? I can't remember what his name is now. David Cronenberg, that's it. And then the sequel to that, The Fly 2, which is god awful. Yeah, the other collector's edition was the Telepod one. I did quite like the look of that, but it was a bit too expensive, so I decided to just get this pack, really. To be honest, I like 3 out of the 5 films on this. Obviously, I like Cronenberg's The Fly, that's my favourite one. Then, for second place, I'd have to go with Return of the Fly. And then the original The Fly. Really didn't like Curse of the Fly or The Fly 2. Next is the Ring Collector's Edition. This is the box set with Part 1 Collector's Edition. I think Part 1 is the Collector's Edition. I could be wrong. Hold on. Oh no, I think number 2 is the Collector's Edition. Yeah, I think number 2 is the Collector's Edition and number 1 is the normal version. But I know one of them, if you can tell it's the Collector's Edition because I think it's got a short film on there. Yeah, I think it's number 2. I think it's Rings, I think, but I think it's on number 2 anyway. It's the one that rings a bell, so ring. Sorry, bad pun, but yeah, they're okay movies. The American ones, that is. I'm not saying that the Japanese ones are bad, by the way. I'm just saying that those are the American films, and I've got the Japanese ones. Next is the 40th anniversary edition of 4 Flies on Grey Velvet. Dario Argento's Lost Masterpiece. Well, that's what I said, a Lost Masterpiece. It was okay, to be honest. I do prefer Bird with a Crystal Plumage to his Giallo things, movies. Not going to show you the back, it's got nudity on the back. But it was okay. Not really the best, to be honest. Next is the collector's edition of The Burning, which has got the Blu-ray and DVD combo from Scream Factory. Or Shout Factory, Scream Factory's their sub thing, I think. But yeah, again, I was disappointed with this one because I read somewhere that this was meant to come with a poster, and I got it brand new from a seller, and no poster. So really disappointed with that because I think it was that on the front, and I was going to put that up on the wall because I absolutely love that cover art for The Burning, but. Really, not much I can do about that now, really. There was no poster with it. I'm getting kind of sick of people saying that there's going to be posters with this or postcards or whatever, and when it turns up there isn't. So, yeah, don't really bother me now, but it did when it first came because I was going to put it up on my wall. Next is... This isn't really a collector's edition, but it's the first ever release of this movie. I've not shown this in an update yet, so it's going to be the first time you've seen this yet. So when I show you my Christmas stuff update, when I get all stuff through from Christmas, this will be on there again, so don't be surprised when it pops up. It's The Town That Dreaded Sundown. At least I don't think I've shown this. I don't think I have, actually. This actually came a day after my last update, so no, it wouldn't have come. I wouldn't have shown it. But it's not really a special edition, but it is the first ever release of this film. I have to say I really enjoyed it, to be honest. The only thing that let it down was the really stupid music and silly comedy scenes in this. With, is it Sparkplug? I think they call him Sparkplug, I think. But it's that police officer, he's really annoying. The music was quite annoying when all the comedy element was around, but when the killer starts going, the Phantom, I think they called him. Yeah, it's just awesome. Especially my favourite scene in this movie has got to be the last scene, where massive spoilers by the way for people. Actually, no, I won't spoil it. I won't spoil it at all. But because I want to do a review on this movie, but I'm gonna wait till New Year to do it. So yeah, it's The Town That Dreaded Sundown, DVD and Blu-ray. Right, only 3 more titles left, people. 3 more titles, and then it's over with. Next one is the 2-disc special edition of Just Before Dawn, directed by Jeff Lieberman, who done Squirm and Blue Sunshine. I've seen Squirm and I wasn't too pleased with that, I have to admit. Actually, I was really disappointed with it. And I've never seen Blue Sunshine, but I've heard things about it, but it's just okay. Again, this movie, I do prefer it over Squirm. I'd probably say it's his... I've not seen much of his films, but I've seen this and Squirm. I'd say this was better than Squirm. Although a lot of people don't like this. I've only had one person recommend it to me. I can't remember who it was. But I know people who like their 80s slashers, like Andrew Balliner, he doesn't like this movie. He was disappointed in it. But it was okay. I wouldn't say it was the best of films. Next is a special edition of Carrie. I don't really know why this is a special edition, because the only really things on there is just a making of with the visuals and a making of the acting. So yeah, it's an okay movie. I can see why it's a cult classic, but again, it's not one of my favourites. And lastly, for this collector's edition collection, is the Blu-ray of Jaws, the recent Blu-ray. Yeah, with this you get Blu-ray digital copy and an ultraviolet copy of the film. Yeah, they've done it really well, released it really well. Great picture on it. This is the slipcase edition, if you didn't know. I do really regret not getting the steelbook now, because the steelbook looked awesome, but at the time I was on the slipcase hype. I still am on the slipcase hype. I do like a good slipcase release, but yeah, this will do for me really. The steelbook was okay, but just went for this. It was a bit cheaper as well, so like £2 cheaper than the steelbook, so I got that. Right, so that was my collection of my collector's edition / special editions. It's nowhere near complete. I'm always on the lookout for a good special edition, so yeah, so thanks for watching, thanks for subbing if you have, and hopefully you enjoyed this video, because I enjoyed making it really. It was fun looking for all my DVDs and what have you, so I'll see you all later. Bye.